Now, insurance. We all fork out hundreds, don't we? Maybe even thousands of pounds on it every single year. But in these tough times, is it actually giving us the peace of mind we're hoping for? Well, Nick Sheridan, as ever, has at least some of the answers. Hi, Nick.
Hello, Martin. How are things? Yes, a lot to get through when it comes to insurance, so I will waste no time. Let's go first to weddings. First of all, you've said, I do. The government says, no, you don't. Your wedding is not happening. Should you expect insurance money? Well, you shouldn't actually take it as read that you will get your money back from your insurer. So these insurers pay out in specific circumstances, especially financial failure on behalf of the venue, the suppliers, the caterers, photographers, etc. And every policy is, of course, different. So if you cancel, you might not, in fact, be entitled to anything back from the venue and the insurer too, even if the government says weddings are banned. But if the venue or the church cancels the wedding, then you are actually in a much, much stronger position. The bottom line is you need to talk to both your venue, ask them if you can rebook, and to your insurer. So if you ask the venue will they rebook, this will give you a better chance of getting your money back from your insurer too. They will want to know that you have done all you can to minimise losses. Now, when it comes to services being provided, like a band or a photographer or flowers, for example, what do you have to pay them if the venue cancels? Well, some would take the view that no, you don't, because your contract with them has been frustrated by the venue cancelling the wedding. So it's not set in stone, but examine your options before you write that cost off. Right, after the wedding that hasn't happened, what about the honeymoon that isn't happening? We've talked about travel insurance a lot here before, so really, really briefly, whatever the circumstances are, whether your holiday has been cancelled or you've been forced to cut your holiday short, or if you want to claim money back for an emergency flight home, more often than not, it's your airline as much as your travel insurer that will need to bear the brunt. So for package holidays gone wrong, for example, you can rely on ATOL, that big pot of money that's there to cover passengers' losses. That's the law, and airlines need to abide by the law. Insurers, meanwhile, could write virtually literally anything into the contract that you sign with them, whereas airlines can't. So go to your airline every time before you go to your insurer. Another big one is critical illness insurance. Now, unfortunately, coronavirus is not classed as a critical illness, but if complications like heart or respiratory failure arise as a result of COVID-19, then you may well be able to claim on your policy. So do check that. Now, what if you do develop symptoms or you have to self-isolate and can't get to work? Are you due income protection insurance? You probably won't get anything because most income protection policies won't kick in for around 4 weeks. So the policy wouldn't apply anyway during the 1 or the 2 weeks that you're at home self-isolating. And by the time the policy swings into action, you would most likely, please God, be back at work. So are you working from home? Well, Money Saving Expert has asked a whole host of major insurers what you need to alert your insurance company to. All of them said that there is no need to change or update your cover. So that applies if you're working on a laptop or doing work calls, etc., etc. But it wouldn't cover claims of business visitors to your house. But there won't be any anyway, of course, because it's against the rules. Before we hit the road, car insurance when we are not going anywhere. Insurance company Admiral this month announced that they're giving customers £25 back because the roads are so quiet. You could end up saving some money if you could declare your car off the road. You could save on tax and insurance, but only, of course, if it is well and truly off the road. A quick caveat to put on all that information: insurance policies are all unique with their own quirks and subclauses upon subclauses, and if in doubt, read your policy. If you don't understand it, talk to somebody who does, and only claim if you have a legitimate reason to do so. Martin.
Great stuff, Nick. Thank you very much. Useful as ever. Another quick postscript, possibly worth mentioning. It's a frustrating time for everybody at the moment, isn't it? But cut some slack to the poor people who are taking the calls on these insurance issues, because they don't make the rules, do they? No, I do not envy them, I have to say. Yes, cut some slack, I think, on employees for insurance companies, and perhaps, it depends on circumstances, but insurance companies themselves. So the Association of British Insurers says that they're looking at paying maybe £1.2 billion out in the next few months. So I think an element of forbearance maybe, if you can afford it. Yeah, that's a big pile to get through, right? It's going to take a while. Thanks, Nick, as ever.